The United Kingdom's new digital ID plan has sparked a major backlash, with critics warning that the initiative could pave the way for increased government control over everyday life, raising concerns about privacy and civil liberties. In September, British Prime Minister Keir Starmer announced that the new national ID card would be introduced by the year 2029, setting a timeline that has intensified debate over the future of personal identification in the UK. The government has said the digital ID would not be mandatory for everyone, but it would be required for certain purposes, including proving the right to work, which has sparked questions about its broader implications for citizens. UK politician Nigel Farage has warned that the system could lead to monitoring of sensitive medical data and effectively create a second-class status for people who are unvaccinated, drawing sharp criticism from privacy advocates. Another commentator cautioned that the government could potentially switch you off if individuals failed to comply with the system, suggesting extreme scenarios of control over daily life, as reported by the South China Morning Post. Government officials have insisted that claims linking the digital ID to tracking vaccines, monitoring carbon footprints, or restricting travel are entirely baseless, attempting to reassure the public that the system would not be used for intrusive surveillance. Digital ID has long been a controversial issue in the UK, which remains one of the few European Union countries without a national identity card, making this proposal particularly significant in the context of broader EU practices. Public support for the plan plunged sharply following Prime Minister Starmer's announcement, with recent polling showing that 45% of citizens now oppose the measure, while only 31% express support, highlighting growing skepticism. Some 3 million people have signed a petition opposing the digital ID plan, a level of public backlash that has forced Parliament to schedule a debate on the issue on December 8, signalling widespread engagement on the matter. Civil liberty groups have said that the plan raises legitimate concerns, emphasizing that the debate is not merely fueled by conspiracy theories but reflects genuine questions about privacy, oversight, and government power. Opponents of the Digital ID initiative have tied the proposal to pandemic-era rules, calling it a potential next step toward authoritarianism, suggesting that the government could gradually expand control over citizens under the guise of public policy. AI-generated TikTok videos showing fake mass protests against the digital ID have gone viral, attracting millions of views and amplifying public anxiety about the policy even though the footage does not reflect real events. Street protests against the plan have remained relatively small but vocal, often organized by groups that previously opposed lockdown measures, keeping the issue in the public eye and contributing to ongoing debate. All of this unfolds as Prime Minister Keir Starmer navigates internal challenges to maintain his authority within the Labour Party, a situation complicated by infighting and leadership speculation. Tensions rose after one of Starmer's most senior ministers publicly criticised what they described as a toxic culture within his team, prompting concern about the stability of his leadership. Starmer's close aides have reportedly been holding briefings suggesting that the Prime Minister would actively fight off any leadership challenge, attempting to reassure party members amid rumours of internal dissent. These briefings came after internal infighting within Starmer's government, fueled by fears of a potential coup aimed at removing him from the leadership of the Labour Party. The UK's Health Secretary has been accused by some party insiders of leading an internal effort to overthrow Starmer, though these allegations have further intensified tensions rather than resolved them. Wes Streeting, however, has denied the existence of any plot, arguing that a leadership change at this time would be highly destructive for the party and counterproductive to its political goals. In a recent interview with The Mirror, Prime Minister Starmer promised that he would fight the next general election as Labour leader, reiterating his commitment to maintaining his position and guiding the party forward. Starmer also criticised what he described as time-wasting disputes over party leadership within Labour, emphasising that internal bickering was distracting from the government's policy agenda and broader responsibilities. He dismissed all speculation about a leadership challenge, declaring unequivocally that he was going nowhere and reaffirming his intention to lead Labour into the upcoming elections, signalling a determination to remain at the helm.
25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest newsmakers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the US will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HD videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.